Tonton Jeff or Uncle Jeff, he wants to know because there's this tendency in Africa where the sorcerers and the witches and wizards can actually steal someone's luck, take it away from you. And for instance, when a woman is pregnant in a certain month or so, uh, this these witches and wizards, uh, they know about this timing, and they can steal the person's luck to use it, and they use it in their own ways. And so he wants to know whether there is a way to bring back the luck or the fortune or whatever of someone that has been stolen by these witches and wizards, because they have a technique for taking it away from you. So he wants to know whether this is a permanent issue or it can be reversed.
Well, nothing in creation is permanent, okay, because it's all cause and effect. Nothing is permanent. People think in permanent terms, but it's not about that. So again, nothing is permanent. It's all about decisions. So just like what Claudia went through with the hurricane, things were destroyed. You can say, well, gee, that's permanent. Well, it's not until people rebuild, and they can rebuild, but that's a decision. So yes, we're all dealing realistically. Not only Africa, the whole world is dealing with black magic. The harp, your cell phone, the atom bomb, etc. Wi-Fi, television. It's all black magic. It all is, but you just don't see it that way. And so again, you have to figure it out. So as these things are done, just like a thief steals your purse or your wallet, and maybe you didn't see him do that, you have to figure it out. You have to rebuild. So again, that's where the new you comes in. With your real awareness, life shows you what's going on, how to recognize how to do this. So it is that recognition you need so you can see how to take care of these things. But as these occurrences happen, just like somebody steals your wallet, Charles, you don't know what's going on. How do I get my wallet back? You see, so you go through the steps, but eventually you figure out how to do it. So what is taking place in Africa? It's taking place everywhere. It just appears differently. But it's all the same thing. The world is controlled by black magic. The entire world is all black magic. Anything that doesn't work along the lines, in other words, isn't, the natural of order of things working with the natural environment and a benefit to everybody, is basically working against it, and it becomes black magic. People create things, create ideas. The so-called sorcerers and witches and voodoo men, they've created all these ideas, and they've gotten people to accept these ideas. So they have this, they have this particular ability. They've acquired this ability, just like the businessman on Wall Street has acquired a particular ability, to take people's money and do whatever with it. So they've acquired this ability the same way because there's a lot of agreement there. You see, it's all about agreement. And so, kind of like in the movie The Lord of the Rings, where, you had all the wizards. And Sauron was, with all the wizards, but then he decided to go with the dark side. But eventually, he failed. Because, hey, there was no agreement there anymore because everybody was gone. Okay? So again, you have to look at the situation and you decide to deal with it or not, etc. So, there's sometimes there is a remedy. Sometimes things do take place, but sometimes it's long and drawn out. And just like what I have to deal with what I'm presenting to the world, it's not easy. It's a long, drawn out process. And so I have to be patient with it, and it's not instant. So, yeah, the individual can learn to have the awareness of how to deal with any situation, but sometimes it may take years. Sometimes it may take your whole lifetime. And again, Paul and I came into this life, and Paul didn't do it instantly in this lifetime. He had to go through a lot to finally get to the point, and he was in his older years, 1965, to take the rod of power. It took a lot, and now the new wave is even bigger. It took me a lot to get here, to recognize this. And so, yeah, what is already taking place in the world, it's not going to be just changed instantly because there's too many people agreeing to it. So it's that agreement. So we have the advantage. And the shortcut is the new you with your real awareness. Those people are manipulating situations. We're not here to manipulate situations. We're not here to get rid of these things, etc. And even the people that are being affected, just like the people that are taking vaccines that are willing to do so and are affected, they need to decide to wake up to see what is affecting them. So each person decides individually what is affecting them. So yes, these things are happening. So you might say, to protect yourself, you want to become aware of what is taking place and look at the agreement of people. And also, many of these people that are being affected by this, they also have an unconscious agreement in some way with these things, because they're part of the community, they're part of the social structure, and this has become part of it. Again, look at the world, look at what we have accepted. We've accepted Wi-Fi, we've accepted the pharmaceuticals, we've accepted Monsanto, we've accepted we've accepted the chemtrails, we've accepted all these things because we just sit there and watch them. It's like, oh wow, what is that? There's an acceptance there. So if we don't decide differently, it's not going to be different. So these people that are being affected in some way, many times, they're also agreeing to it. So they need to recognize where their agreements are also. You see, so there's always a bigger picture, Charles. There's always more that is unseen. So again, the literal side of ourself tries to define things according to what is seen. This is the one-dimensional world, and this is where you learn to see the real side. You learn to see beyond the created fronts. Just like the corporation, it is a created front. What's going on behind the scenes? And if you don't recognize what's going on behind the scenes, then you're going to be the agreeable effect of it, and you're going to be tap blind. So yes, we are providing the best references to waking up so people are not affected. Keep in mind, nobody has power over others except if there's some kind of agreement there. Again, the boys are a great example. Yes, things are going to happen in a physical sense. We're not here to stop it. I can't stop the Wi-Fi. I can't stop the chemtrail pilots or the HARP or any of these things that are going on. No, I'm not here to stop it. That's not the idea. But I can become more aware to recognize what is taking place and share those references for each person to wake up for themselves, to recognize, and then they've given up their agreements to these things that they think are workable. Again, the world has been marketed into thinking that, oh, these things are fine. Look at all the people that agree with voodoo. When the bad things in voodoo, there's two sides. Let's just say the good and the bad side, okay? And so people also are using voodoo for good things. See, they've agreed to the bad side also, you might say. We'll use those terms. So they've agreed to the whole area of voodoo. It's not just, oh, we create a good voodoo. No, you're also agreeing to the bad voodoo, you see, unconsciously. And this is what is not seen also. So just like the political system, people like to agree to it thinking that, oh, the political system is good. But you're not seeing behind the scenes where the really bad part is even bigger. So unconsciously, you're also agreeing to that, you see? So it's very interesting to how to wake up and recognize what is going on. So it is a recognition there of what is taking place, and also looking at the agreements the individual has unconsciously. And this is what the boys show a person. So, but for the most part, most people are focused on what they want in life. Oh, I want this, I want that, I want money, I want a job. Understandably. But at the same time, look at what you're agreeing to and what is affecting you. And at the same time, you have to deal with the world and what other people are deciding. So it's a lot to deal with. Yes, I know that's a big answer, but again, look at the agreements, Charles. And people are not recognizing what they are agreeing to because they're trying many times, just like religion. Religion's a great example. People are agreeing to the so-called good side of life, which is the God idea. But what they don't see is that the God idea is what's holding them and trapping them. They don't see that or recognizing that. So what is it really? It is recognition, isn't it? It's learning to see what's really going on and not what you think is taking place. So again, it's very simple. Yes, thank you for asking.